how can we manage risk? There are three broad level steps in managing risk. The first being identification of risk, which are applicable for an organization. So when we run a tool like SAP GRC in the organization, the first time that you run it, it will pop out with lots and lots of risks in the organization of various category: high level, medium level, and low level, and critical ones. Out of all the risk that the system provides, one needs to work with the business and functional leads and identify which risks are applicable to the organization and which are not. This is the first exercise that one needs to do. Second is you have to divide the functions in such a way, or segregate the functions in such a way, so that the risk either gets eliminated or it gets mitigated. So there is identification of risks. Second is division of critical functions. And third is you have to reassign each function in such a way to different persons so that risks is either eliminated or the impact is subsided. Uh, and you'll understand this better as we look at the exact tool itself. So how do we segregate the following functions? These are examples of which functions need to be segregated. Receiving checks, like making payments on accounts, and approving write-offs should not be combined. Depositing cash and reconciliation of bank statements should not be combined to a single user or a single role. Approving time cards and have responsibility of paying checks again should not be combined. Receiving goods and making payments, creating roles and assigning the roles in a system can also introduce a risk. What are the categories of segregation? There are security functions like assign roles versus create roles. Then there is recording function, for example, preparing source documents or code or performance report. Then there is splitting a security key into two parts between responsible persons. Another category of segregation is custody of asset, whether directly or indirectly. Example, receiving checks in mail or implementing source code or databases changes. And another category example is reconciliation of or audit. The next topic is SOD governance. In a perfect world, no single person should handle more than one subcritical process, and thereby we'll have a clean system from risk perspective. But this is a challenge because companies come in all sizes, and many times there is lack of staff and lack of employees, and it might be needed that one single employee is multitasking a lot. So in this kind of scenarios, um, again, one needs to be very creative so that the segregation of duty principle is applied, and again, productivity of the organization does not get hampered. And another challenge comes in the form of complexity of processes. So the 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 SOX consultant, the security consultant, and the business consultant involved with GRC will not carry all the knowledge of processes and company's inner working. So he needs to work with a lot of leads in business and functions. and he need to come out with the optimum plan. Another challenge comes in the form of employees' acceptance to change, because a SOX project typically involves involves changes in the way employees used to function. So there is a before and after way of doing things, and the and the and the employees should be ready to accept the change, should be open to the new way of doing things. That concludes this session. Um, this is the set of two eyes. So this concludes this session, and next we'll be looking at audit perspective of GRC.